with me here at the Pugilist place. We're here with Corona, California's very own Louie Lopez. Louie, how you doing?
How you guys doing, man? Thank you guys for having me.
So, Louie, about a month ago, you were in a dramatic come-from-behind victory where you had to come off of the mat twice in the first round against Cristian Dominguez. Well, the first question, and you did that to collect your 10th win of your professional career. The first question I want to ask you is, how hurt were you after those first two knockdowns?
After the first one, I felt like it was kind of like a flash, not even a flash knockdown. He caught me with a good punch, caught me off balance, and I went down and I tried to get back up too quickly. And I think my equilibrium was still a little bit off. I wasn't out because I was still in it, because I was still able to fire back. So what I tried to do was try to get it back, and then he hit me again, and I went down the second time, and that was right. I think I only had like maybe 2-3 seconds left of that first round, and went back to the corner and just kind of regrouped.
And that was the first time you had been knocked down in your career,
yeah.
Correct?
It kind of was just weird. It's just my legs just went out, and then once I got back up, I was just trying to find my legs back, and I knew once I found my legs back, I was able to get back to my basics. So I just had to get up and get going again.
And you had tons of supporters there. You always sell tons of tickets to the Double Train Ontario. So all your supporters are there to see you reach this milestone victory, your 10th career victory. What's going through your mind as you're under siege in that first round?
It was pretty chaotic. I mean, I was just so dialed in. I wasn't really too worried about getting knocked down. I went back to the corner. I listened to what Henry had to tell me, and I just kind of just stayed focused. And I knew there was positions in the fight where I was very comfortable, and I felt like I was very comfortable. So I knew I was like, once I keep it in the inside and don't let this guy throw like wild shots and get caught with wild shots, that I would have been fine. So I mean, it was pretty chaotic though. I mean, if it wasn't for the crowd, I mean, to get me back up and get going, I mean, you know what I mean? It might have been a long night, it might have not. Who knows? But so definitely the crowd helped, for sure.
The crowd helped, and
I felt the energy.
And you were calm under fire, or still remain somewhat calm under fire? When did you know in that fight that you had your sea legs, and when did you know that you had recovered from those knockdowns?
After the middle of the second round. I know you tried to jump on me right after the second, and I stayed calm, and my body attack really helped throughout the whole entire fight. And I started attacking the body from round 1 all the way up into the last round. But I felt like towards the middle of the second round, I was like, I'm fine. And I know I'll beat this guy.
Right, and you went on the offensive really quickly there in the second round. Like you looked, like you say, like you looked like you were recovered enough to go on your own offensive.
Yeah.
So you go on, you collect your big win, number 10, a huge win in the career of a professional fighter. You're trained and managed by Henry Ramirez. What's the plan for you going forward at this stage in your career?
Well, we got some, I definitely want to get in another 2 to 3 fights for the rest of this year. We're talking with Thompson. They're looking at me. We might have some news to be announced within the next few weeks. And then you guys should be looking forward to seeing me sometime in May.
So you're looking to stay busy in 2022?
Yeah.
In the past, you've mentioned the possibility of going down to 140. Is that something that is discussed?
Well, actually, for the May fight, I'm thinking about going down to 44, 45, testing the waters, gradually get down, and then see how I feel.
That'll be interesting because you fought your entire career at 147, and so to see how your body reacts to dropping a few pounds.
Yeah, I know I have even at 47, like I know there's a little bit I can cut still, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and see. Maybe I can contend. If I can make 140, I know I can make a good push at 140.
So before the Dominguez fight, you avenged a draw with DeMarcus Layton. DeMarcus Layton, a solid fighter. You fought to a draw with him in your first fight. You avenged it. You came out victorious. What did that win do for your confidence as a fighter?
You know what? It never really did anything to my confidence. I'm always confident. It definitely taught me a lot and let me gain a lot of experience. I see a lot of stuff differently now. I'm a little bit more patient. I'm not so, try to rush stuff. But I mean, I've learned a lot in my last 4 fights.
What was the difference between those 2 fights, the first fight with Layton and the second fight? What do you think was like your key to victory in the second?
I had to learn a lot about myself. Not be so patient. Like, I'm the type of fighter that I gotta not be too patient, go for it. And when it's my time to attack, I gotta take those chances. That's how I am. I'm a come forward fighter, and that's how I'm gonna beat some of these guys, and that's how I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to put a lot of pressure. I have to break them down to the body to the head.
You fight out of the welterweight division. A big 147-pound unification bout is coming up with Yordenis Ugas and Errol Spence. Who do you see winning and how?
That's a good fight. It's gonna be close. Probably gonna be. I see it's gonna be a decision. I'm gonna favor Spence. I think he's gonna pull it off. But it's gonna be a close fight. It's gonna be back and forth. I know it's gonna be a really close fight, but I see him winning a draw.
Do you see any reservations about like the eye surgery? Is there anything that kind of gives you pause about that with him? Or?
Who knows? Nobody will know until we find out.
Until we see. Okay. Most important question of this interview: why are the Lakers so terrible?
Oh man, we need to regroup and come back next year, bro. Let go of LeBron and just rebuild. I mean, I seen it coming 2 years ago when they made this push to get LeBron and AD, and we seen it coming. Now it's time to rebuild.
Old stars. You think they're going to get the Lakers love like legacy players? They love stars. Do you think they're going to move them to try to get some young talent?
I mean, you have to. You're going to keep going through the same stuff. You know what I mean? LeBron doesn't have too many years in him. I say another 2 years, if that. It's time to rebuild.
Right, because otherwise you're going to be left with nothing.
Yeah, it's the first year the Lakers are trash this year. Now everybody's like panicking. Like the NBA is not the same without the Lakers. You know, being a good team in the NBA. NBA is not really that fun.
The NBA is better when the Lakers are good, and like me, my own personal well-being is better when the Lakers are good.
Oh, for sure.
It's tough.
All of us from the Southern California feel better when the Lakers are winning. That's for sure.
Man. It's different when there's a bunch of young prospects, but when you have all these like marquee players, and they're just terrible. Like
exactly.
It's bad. So you said you want to be busy in 2022. Do you have any tentative dates, like when we will be able to see you back in the ring at this point?
I'm talking to Henry. We're thinking of looking at May 14th on a Triller card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So still talking, but more than likely May 14th. Yeah, if it goes through.
Comes to fruition, that'd be a great exposure for you.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I have some good news to reveal in the next couple weeks. So
yes, keep us
stay
posted.
tuned.
Absolutely. Louie, thank you so much for the time as always. Congratulations on that big win. You had me feeling like when I'm watching that fight, like you were like.
Everybody was saying it was pretty entertaining. Everybody that I've talked to, like, man, that fight was so cool. That fight was entertaining.
It was definitely entertaining. It was the shades of Arturo Gotti. Like, man, the heart and grit and determination to come back from that was entertaining to say the least. Where can fight fans follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram at B_Lopez2422. That's where I post everything on my fights, on my updates, on my training, pretty much. You guys can follow me on there.
All right, Louie. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to talking with you again real soon.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys for having me.